Thanks so much for tuning in to the Good Times Never End, our virtual programming content for this summer 2020. I'm Amanda, I'm the Assistant Camp Director here at camp, and I am very excited to be baking up a little something in our Art Center kitchen today. As you can see, I am in the Art Center. I'm ready to do some baking. We're going to be putting a little twist on a camp classic. So rather than gather around the campfire this summer and make our own s'mores, we're going to be doing s'mores cookie cups today. This recipe was sent to us by our friends over at the Epilepsy Foundation. Thank you guys. Thanks Camp Brainstorm. We're super sad that you can't be here this week, but we hope that this makes up for it at least a little bit. Our goal for today is just to kind of try something new in the kitchen and have some fun and make a yummy snack together. So before we get started, you do want to make sure that you have a clean workspace, you've washed your hands, put your hair up out of your face so that you're not getting anything in the food, and we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're ready to get started. Alright, so what you will be needing in order to make our s'mores cookie cups today is 1 cup of finely crushed graham cracker crumbs. So I've got that done already in this bowl. I did use a food processor to crush them up, but if you don't have a food processor, you can always just use a large plastic bag and a can of vegetables or soup or something and just roll it out to crush up your graham crackers. You will also need a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, 6 tablespoons of salted butter that's melted, you can see that, and then 12 classic sized marshmallows. The recipe calls for you to cut them in half because in the recipe they're making minis, like little bites, but we didn't have a small enough muffin tin, so we're going to make them a little bit bigger and see how it turns out. Hopefully it's okay. As well as 2 full-size Hershey bars, just divided into their little individual pieces. And then you'll also need non-stick cooking spray, okay? We also have several bowls that we'll be using. Obviously a spoon will come in handy. That muffin tin, you can either use a 24 count mini muffin tin, or I'll just be using a 12 count regular size. We'll see how it goes. And then of course access to an oven. So if you do have any food restrictions, make sure you're taking that into account. If you are on a gluten-free diet, you can always use gluten-free graham crackers. And that should be kind of everything before we get into the next steps of this process. In a small mixing bowl, combine graham cracker crumbs, powdered sugar, and melted butter. Next, grease your muffin pan with nonstick cooking spray. Scoop the graham cracker crust mixture into cups and gently press the crumbs into the bottom and up the sides of each cup to form mini bowls. I started with a spoon but ended up using my fingers in the end. Just make sure that your hands are clean. Alright, so once you've got all of your graham cookie cups made, pressed into your muffin tin, you're going to go ahead and pop it into your oven for about 4 minutes on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Do make sure that you have your parent or guardian's permission to do this, or if you need help from them, make sure you're asking for help. Alright, now that we have our graham cookie cups done, we're going to go ahead and place our marshmallows in each cup. And then we're going to go ahead and put it back in the oven for 1 to 2 minutes on broil, but you want to make sure that you're keeping a very close eye on it while you're broiling it because the mallows will burn really easily and really quickly. So if you need a parent or guardian's help with that, do make sure you ask for it. I have burned many a garlic breads in the broil feature of an oven, so do keep an eye on it. I'm going to go ahead and add these mallows in. and then we'll do that. Remember, if you are doing the recipe as it's called for with the mini mallows or the mini cups, you're gonna cut these mallows in half and you'll be using half a mallow. Oops. But because we went bigger, we're gonna go ahead, just add the whole thing. All right, now back in the oven they go, 1 to 2 minutes on broil. Ooh, they look so good. Our broil is over with. We're gonna go ahead and add our pieces of Hershey's chocolate to the top of them. And then we're just gonna let them cool. To remove them from your muffin tin, they should just pop right out. You can go ahead and put them